What's up, gang? Welcome to another episode of 16 Steps. Today we're going to do something different. I made a short video. It's about 15 minutes long over the weekend, and it's jamming a work in progress. And I wanted to give you kind of like a behind the scenes look of at what it is that I'm doing. So it might be a little bit confusing. I go through Cirklon using Bass Station 2, a Analog Rytm, and an MC-909. The audio quality isn't top, but this is the first kind of jam that I've done in this format like this. Yeah, so hopefully you dig this stuff, and if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up. I'll see you on the other side of this. Okay, let's see what we got here. Today is Sunday, February 2nd. It's Groundhog's Day. And I have this song that I'm working on, and I thought I would just make this little short documentary. But basically, I'm going to talk about my flow. So let's see. What I have going on right now is we have all of the patterns on the Cirklon. These are scenes. Each scene is a set of patterns going to specific machines. I have a bass line going to the Novation Bass Station. I have all my drums are coming from the Elektron Analog Rytm, and then I have some pad sounds and also some sampled drum sounds coming from the MC-909. My effects are Strymon TimeLine, and then over here I have, let's see, we're using the MidiVerb2, DBX160A, and Strymon TimeLine. There are also some additional effects on the MC-909 that I'll be using for that pad sound. That's like a chorus thing. So just give you like a view here. This is my first scene, and then you can hear that there is the drum loop, the sampled drums, which isn't really a loop. I just kind of chopped up the loop and made it into individual sounds, made my own little beat. And then I went ahead and assigned some stuff to these two knobs here on the Cirklon for you messing with that drum sound. So this one is the overall length of the drum sound, and you'll hear it. This is pretty much all the way, and then that's shorter and shorter. And then here, if we look at this this pattern that I have going on under this one, this is for that drum sample, and here I have knob B assigned to aux C, which is transposed by, and then knob N to aux D, which is the amp envelope decay. So that's the amp envelope decay going to this knob. That's knob B. So knob A is going to be to transpose. But if you look at, you can see, let's scroll around and see which ones I have on here. So if you look by this, you can see that I only have this being transposed on a certain number of steps. And you can see the steps that are lit there. Those are the ones that get transposed. You can also see that if you look up here, you can see that all of the steps are actually triggering. So the thing is that when I transpose it using this knob, it's going to add other drum hits to the mix. Cool, right? So yeah, that's what's going on there. So that's pretty much everything that's happening on this scene. And then if we look at the other scenes, it's just looping on this one until I hit the next one. Unless it's in song mode, then they would loop for their own set amount of times. Or each pattern is like 16 bars right now. So let's check this out. So this scene adds a little bit from the Elektron Analog Rytm, and on this one I have a scene that messes with that clap sound. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Oh, that's not even the clap. The reason we could hear that ahead of time is because these are pre-fader sends, and I have it send into my MidiVerb. Should probably also bring in these hi-hats, and there's also this bass tom on this track. Cool. So yeah, I have this scene on here. Performance knob. That controls the brightness of that clap. So then let's go to the next scene. You can even do it when the thing is supposed to drop. So on this one you can see that we've added a bunch. There's a lot of action going on here. So you can see our clap is happening, kick. I got this bass tom happening, and then a lot of action on the hi-hats. Then we drop into this mode. And I'm looking at my 909 because I feel like that there's too much reverb going on that pad sound, or maybe even I can just mess with the pad sound a little bit. Can't do it. Need both hands on this thing a lot of times. I need to get to reverbs. Alright, you could see that on this track. We're using this track right here on MC-909, number 1. And you look at the pattern, and it is a CK pattern, which allows me to do chords and stuff. And there's a 16 bar pattern, not quantized or anything. This is just played in. Let's see if I look at the tracks here. That goes to 2, that goes to 3. I don't even know what this is. Let's see. So this is sent into that same channel, but I have, looks like a 16 bar pattern with some cutoff information. So you can see that I have information on most of the steps. This gets cool because you can do cool stuff like, this is controlling that cutoff over here, but if I mess with the knob over here, I'll get some kind of like glitchy thing happening. Cool. Then I can go back to my scene. Let's see what the scenes look like. I'll go ahead and hit this one on the beat because this is a big change. Okay, maybe that's not the big change. This one is. So you can see that it changes the chords a little bit. And then here I got my bass station going to that reverb. But I have the reverb EQ'd and sent into the computer. The reverb has all of the lows EQ'd out of it. So then you just kind of pick up the reverb on those higher notes. And then we can get into this. This is the last scene on there. And here I have an additional track going to the rhythm. And it is like a ride. And then on this one you can see, let's go ahead and take these out for a second. So let's look at this pattern. I got, you see I have notes on, what is that, eighth notes. And then for every one that's not on a beat, I have a random mask gate on. So you can see there's and I don't have it assigned to a knob right now, but you could always do that. And you can have, can gang these. So I'm only working on those at the same time. And you can see if I turn this value down, let's go ahead and turn this track off too. Okay, well, let's go back to our pattern. We're looking at random mask gate. Got all of them going at the same value. You see as you, the higher it goes, the more there's upbeats you get. And also I have the velocity of those. The upbeats are at 72 right now, and I can turn all of those up at the same time. And then that kind of gives it a little bit of a different feel. There's my mask gate. And of course I could ungang these and then just do like one at a time or whatever. I can turn up the volume to number 3, which is, this is the that drum beat. And of course I like put all these in here and I can track individually on my computer. I'm gonna go ahead and send some stuff to the delay and get crazed. Do the same with the EQ on the delay return. Got my delay coming in on these two. This is the reverb. This is my compressor, the DBX mono compressor, which just makes your drums sound a lot better, in my opinion. Alright, that's it for today. Alright, so that's my short jam. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back next week with more on the MC-909. And until then, peace.